Eliot, we're going to wrap you up there. Okay, the second question goes to the second point made in the presentation earlier, and this one will start with Libby Mitchell. What would you do as governor to enable more students with financial need to go to college? And again, 1 minute.
Thank you very much. I do have a plan to enable more students with financial need to go to college. It's time to renegotiate the state liquor contract, but when we do that, it's going to be up anyway, so we can do that, get a good value for the state, not use the money to balance the budget, but put it into a trust fund. And to work with organizations, private institutions like the Mitchell Institute, but private businesses as well, to match and leverage those funds. So again, people in Maine can get that first year of community college, Maine Maritime, as well as the university system, and get started. We can meet that unmet need. But I also believe, as Sean has said so eloquently, public-private partnerships. And I'm sure the university is doing things with the foundation. I just happen to know that the community colleges right now have just opened up a new fundraising because of this huge backlog of students to get in. It's been remarkable how the private sector has stepped up because they value education. Public-private partnerships, renegotiating the state liquor contract, using that money for scholarships.
Thank you. Would you like me to repeat the question, Sean? What would you do as governor to enable more students with financial aid to go to college, with financial need to go to college?
Thank you. I think, quite frankly, we've kind of tucked our university system up underneath, like Colby and Bates and Bowdoin, unconsciously, just because of the rising costs, like in running a business. Our business costs go up every year. The university costs go up every year, but the counterpart to that is the tuition has gone up. And I really think that we've priced ourselves out of what Maine people can afford. So that's why you've had a static or a declining enrollment. The university, the Southern Maine College system has been thriving. And some of that's due to the economy. Just people are going more into the trades and vocational type occupations, the more jobs available. So the first thing that we need to do is lower the cost of operations of the campuses. Not merge them, but lower the cost of operations. Anything that doesn't involve directly the physical location or the student experience. And the second thing I think is critical is we need to take the private and public partnership, because a lot of businesses will fund some of these educational programs themselves. They're doing it now in Maine, and we can expand that.
All right, thank you, Sean Moody. Kevin Scott, what would you do to help those students with financial need?
Yeah, initially, I was thinking when I was doing my research for this about lowering costs, and of course it's important that costs are down. I would target the costs specifically to the community college system and not the university, the full boat system. I mean, simply, we don't want to deprive our educational system, our higher educational system at the university level of excellence. And oftentimes there's a premium for excellence. And again, I've been working with schools all over this country, not only recruiting out of colleges and universities, but also working with clients who target specific educational backgrounds. So I think that localized community college for the young people who determine that that's the path they want to go on, we should go after some costs there and make sure we're maximizing that. But you can only do so much in 4 years if you don't start prioritizing these things. Looking at the entire school-funded state-funded school system and trying to lower costs across the board, I would focus specifically on the community colleges, let the other schools continue on in the direction they're going, and hopefully brand those and achieve some excellence there, possibly through more funding and possibly increased tuition at some of those schools.
Thank you, Kevin. Eliot Cutler, what would you do as governor to enable more students with financial need to go to college?
Under the circumstances that we're in today in Maine, it's going to be very hard to both balance the budget and provide considerably more scholarship aid. That's simply a fact of life. I wish it weren't true, but it is. We need to provide more scholarship aid as soon as we can afford it, but we have to look at the costs. We're in a price squeeze in higher education in Maine. 50% increase in unmet needs for low-income families from 1996 to 2008 is a stunner. I mean, people, as Colleen pointed out to us earlier, people just can't afford to go to college in Maine. When your kid comes to you every month, every single month, asking for an increase in his or her allowance, at some point, you start asking why the costs are going up so fast. And we need to start doing that. We need to really look closely at our colleges and universities in the state of Maine. We need to eliminate duplication. We need to make sure our resources are being used as wisely as possible. We need to see where we're doing what we need to do at a lower cost. For the University of Maine system to be offering an associate's degree course in a discipline right next door to a community
Cutler, the
college that's offering the
minute
same
is far
thing,
gone.
the same thing at a lower price, something's wrong.
Thank you. Paula Page, what would you do as governor to enable more students with financial aid need to go to college?
I believe we need to promote more learn-to-earn opportunities. And I'd like to promote a program where we can go from a four-year degree, four-year diploma out of high school to a five-year associate's degree. It's going to require raising the standard of education in the state of Maine, having more accountability in our schools. But I think what we can do is we can help Maine students by getting them an associate's degree over a five-year period while they live at home, while they still continue their education through K through I call 13. Then they can go on to further education. It's going to require the community college and the K through 12 system to get to work much, much closer. I think we can do that. I think it's being done in North Carolina right now. And furthermore, I believe in charter schools. I think that we can do more with less.